All right, good afternoon. Welcome back here to Trader Minute. Great to have you aboard. We have a trade on the board. We're going to go and trade here. You can probably tell by the video title what that is. So let's go get to it. I am going to wait 2 minutes to make the trade, just to be 100% confirmed on the entry signal. But let's start with Home Depot. We have Home Depot here for the challenge, and we're not on the trade exit dates. The price of the stock right now, $232.37. So we're nowhere near the exit or the profit level. And let's see here, Home Depot. The option value is $665. So there we go. With Home Depot, we're up to a little $100 gain here. We really have not had a big move in the stock price here. It's moved about $1.50. So given what the delta is, right? Given the delta, given what the theta and what the vega is, we're actually slightly ahead of what we probably should be. But we are building some delta here into it. We really need that kind of move to, that at least average true range move to put some gain in here, and hopefully we'll get that. Seeing the stock trade above, Friday's price is an encouraging sign. So we'll take that. Okay. Now there are 3 new triggers on the board right now. For the challenge, and let's go 9:30 p.m. session, right? And so we have 3 of them, and I'm going to go and trade one of them. The top trigger on the board, and these came down to the sorting method. The top trigger is Chipotle Mexican Grill. Why can't I trade it? Well, the option value here, when it comes to Chipotle, is a little hefty. I don't have the cash for the challenge to do it. Even if we were to come into the option, we're looking at about almost $4,000 for one call option. So it takes it out of the running, and I'm going to have to just move on, not trading Chipotle here. The second one with the sorting is Intel. And that's also a bullish trigger, so going to go out and trade that. And then the third one is Walgreens Boots Alliance, and that is a bullish trigger here as well. So those are the 3 triggers on the board right here, right now. Now, let's go take a look at Intel. Which is the one that I'm going to get into. And when it comes to Intel, if we go out the 30 days on the options, we have something that happens. We have earnings season, and this is going to be something that comes into play a lot here for us in the coming weeks. I'm not willing to hold a stock over earnings until we have the challenge up over 10,000. But I'm willing to play the stock up until earnings, right? So with Intel, I can do that. The only thing is earnings are priced into the options here with Intel. So, if I go buy the 51 calls and Intel makes a 2 ATR move, I'll make 40% on my option. Yeah, I mean, great, right? Great. It's nice, but at the same time, 40% for a 2 ATR move, come on. So I do have a choice. I could go shorter term, right? And I could, you can see the option values drop significantly here. But I also changed the risk-reward dynamic here with those. So I'm going to do something with this one. Normally, I'd put $1,200 into the trade because 40% to begin with here for the challenge. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more money into the trade, and I'm going to buy the 52 November 1 calls. And I'm going to go out and buy 10 contracts. So that's going to put about $1,700 worth. Now, we're not going to see it, we're not going to see it double or something like that. We're not going to see a big move. The risk and reward is going to kind of be based off of an $1,100 to $1,200 position with this option because of the earnings that are in it. So it's going to be a little bit more tempered on its movement here, but we can still make some good money on it. If we get the right movement here. And somewhere in the $1,000 area, which, for the start of the challenge, absolutely golden here. So let's come in here on Intel. I'm going with the 1st of November. And I'm going with the 52 calls. Okay, the 1st of November. They're weekly. I'm going with the 52 calls, and I'll just put in a market order here, and see how that fills up here. All right. So 173 is my entry price here on it. Now let's see if I can get the alert out a little bit better than the last one where I messed up the strike price on that. But ticker here is Intel INTC. Price is $1.73 on 10 contracts on the 1st of November. Okay, 1st of November. 52 calls. All right. $1.73, 10 contracts. There we go. 1st of November, 52 calls. There we are. All right. And that alert, I'm getting a thumbs up, is out. All right. So let's go fill out the spreadsheet. Easy enough. Intel ticker, right? Trade date. 9:30 p.m. session. The option 1st of November, 52 calls. Option trade price $1.73 on 10 contracts. Now the stock entry price here when we got in was 51.51. Right, so 51.51, and the ATR. Let me pull that up here. ATR is at $1.08, right? $1.08. So there we go. Now everything else should fill in pretty easy. Gives us our stock exit level of 50.43. So about $1 stop. They're a little bit more than $1. Profit level about $2 higher when we pull some. And when it gets $2 higher, it's one that we may operate just a touch differently because of the way the option is that we have. I may not pull as much off. I may rotate it a little bit, but we'll see when that comes. And then the current stock price here, and again, this is a 15-minute delay. You've heard me say that before. On that, auto exit date is 3 days from today if it is red, and the date on that here will be the 3rd, right? So October 3rd. October 3rd p.m. and the green auto exit date will be the 8th. All right, so October 8th. Okay. $1.73 was my entry price, and you can see the cash in amount much different here than what I would typically want to start out a challenge, but we talked about the reasons why, and I'm going to put that here in the in the notes as well, or under the key comments. Now the market vibe number here today is 2, and it's neutral. Okay, but we could see that turn bullish here. Just the way that it's moving, it probably won't turn bullish today, but we could see that turn bullish as early as tomorrow. And then our trade numbers here for it, we have a delta of 475 and a theta of 29. So 475 and 29 on the theta, and on the vega, the volatility 61. All right, so we got those in there, and I'll clean up the formatting there. And then key comments. Chose a higher exposure level due to the low delta with the stock, or with earnings on the exact date for the earnings, I believe it's the 24th. I'll verify that. On the 24th of October. All right, so that is in and rolling there. Let's see, no little dollar sign there. Used to Excel, not as familiar here with Google format here, so I'll just come in and manually do that one so I don't have to show off my ignorance with Google Sheets. And we are off and rolling. Okay. All right. So that is Intel. And that is the Intel trade. That leaves us for the challenge pretty much all in terms of all the cash in, and we'll need to pull a position off or pull partial positions as the algorithm dictates in order to enter something else. It doesn't mean something can't trigger. If something else triggers and we get a new entry trigger, it'll be posted. Just like Chipotle and Walgreens are in here, but won't be traded until we have the cash available to do so. All right. Last day of a month, it is not uncommon to see a little sell into the close of the month and then get bought back up earlier the next day. So if you're watching real short-term action, there's a high tendency that we see that. It doesn't happen every month. It's not something that I look to play aggressively either. But a lot on deck for the market here this week in terms of economic data, in terms of speculation over what's going to happen on a variety of geopolitical fronts. So a lot going on here with the markets, but the general market itself, still remains mired in this consolidation, this chop. But we often see some bullish signals start to come in when the chop is over. So we'll see how this one plays on out here. Thanks for hopping on. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.